quite possibly the biggest headline entering the draft was, well, how is the top of the order going to unfold? Is Ashton Genty going to be traded to the Bears? Maybe the Bears move up. Is there going to be a shocker? Are we going to see a Shedeur Sanders be taken? What's going to happen at the top of this order, especially with these blue chip prospects? And it felt like the answer to our question was going to be, well, we're going to see Travis Hunter going to the Browns, and obviously Abdul Carter to the Giants, Cam Ward to the Titans, and then maybe the Bears are going to be the one that shakes things up and they trade up for Genty. But boy, were we all wrong. That big move came when the Jacksonville Jaguars, right after the Titans announced their pick of Cam Ward, swooped in and traded for pick number 2 on the from the Cleveland Browns, giving up 2 first-rounders, this year's first, next year's first, a second-round pick this year, and a third-round pick next year to acquire Travis Hunter. Shocker of a trade, stealing a thunder of their fellow AFC South divisional rival Tennessee Titans. And this was an exceptional move by the Jacksonville Jaguars, because not only did they draft a generational player, someone that did something that we've never seen before at such a high level, playing not only both sides of the ball, but both sides of the ball at a high rate, consistently playing very well, winning the Heisman Trophy in Travis Hunter. So they got an elite player in that, but they also drafted a second player with that second pick, and that's an elite level quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. The biggest question for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Liam Cohen and James Gladstone this offseason as they came into it was, what are you going to do to help Trevor Lawrence, former first-round pick, reach the heights he needs to reach? Someone who was compared entering the draft to Peyton Manning, 5-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Peyton Manning. What will the Jags do to help elevate Trevor Lawrence and allow for him to return to the playoffs again and be this legendary quarterback a lot of people anticipated him becoming? And their answer was, well, let's go up and trade for a generational player that can give Trevor Lawrence the weapons he needs to have success, now that he has Travis Hunter in the fold, and of course, having Brian Thomas there last year and obviously there now. And this was a great maneuver for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because what we've seen so often from these elite quarterbacks, or not elite quarterbacks, but from quarterbacks being resurrected, I should say, is that they are given elite talent to play with. If you look at the top 5 passing leaders alone from this season, 3 names really stand out to me. Heck, even 4. I'll read out all 5. The top 5 were Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and Jared Goff. Those are top 5 quarterbacks in passing yards. And what has allowed them to be so successful, all 5 of them, what has allowed for them to be all so successful and be top quarterbacks? Well, Joe Burrow was given T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, having one of the best wide receiver duos, and an offensive-minded coach that really, truly believed in him in Zach Taylor. What was Baker Mayfield given in this circus of a career he's had? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, stability there, with an offensive-minded coach like Dave Canales and Liam Cohen. But the 3 that really stand out to me the most, that makes you realize how good Trevor Lawrence can be, is the success Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and Jared Goff has had. Well-respected QBs, sure, but quarterbacks that did not have a lot of success at their previous home for a long time. And what were they all given? Elite wide receiver play. Sam Darnold, we didn't know what he was going to be on Minnesota, but he was given Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. And obviously Kevin O'Connell, the genius he is. The trend is this. In order to bring out the best in your quarterback, you need to give him great players to play alongside. And you might say, well, Madison, look at Patrick Mahomes out there. Look what he's doing. He's playing with a bunch of bums, scrubs, whatever you want to call them. Marquise Brown wasn't healthy. Rashee Rice wasn't playing. Yeah, he had Sky Moore to pass the ball to. But what allowed him to take that step and become elite? He had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce as his 1-2 punch when he was first coming into the league, and one of the best offensive coaches we've ever seen in Andy Reid. Point being, you can't be an elite quarterback unless you have some talent around you to help elevate your game. And that's exactly what Jacksonville did. This was a great move by the Jaguars to go out there and acquire Travis Hunter. Because the player himself is worth the value alone. 2 firsts, a second, and a third. But the possibilities are endless with how much of an impact he's going to have because of the player he's going to help elevate the most, his quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Liam Cohen, James Goldstein made a phenomenal move, to give Trevor Lawrence another top-tier wide receiver to play with. I'm telling you right now, watch out. Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., Gabe Davis, Travis Hunter. That's an offense you do not want to mess with. And I also heard all the noise about, well, Jacksonville, they need to just stack their picks this year. They have holes to fill. Do they? They really don't. If you look at their roster, they have good players on their team. What they lacked was one more elite guy or 2 more elite guys. And what did they find? Quite possibly one of the best prospects we've ever seen in our lives. One of the biggest unknowns in a good way because Travis Hunter is that polarizing. Trevor Lawrence resurrection is going to happen, and it's coming next year. Great move by Liam Cohen and James Gladstone to go out there and give Trevor Lawrence what he needs.